तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवी भगवानी प्रचंडी शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशपालिने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, welcome all the devotees. We are continuing discussion on our Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9. So, we will continue from where we left yesterday. We are discussing Prabhupada's purport. Of verse number 31. We will recite once first 31, then we will go to it purport. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांतिं निगच्छति अन्तेया प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति. Please read translation. Kishore Madhav, please read the translation. You are on.
Sorry, Prabhu. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna. Was I audible? I think
yes,
we lost
you are
connect.
audible. I think Prabhuji got disconnected because of network issue. Yeah, Prabhuji is back.
I think translation was read now already.
Yes, Prabhu.
So yesterday we discussed in this verse and 30 also that how Lord is speaking about somebody who has accidentally fallen, or he may occasionally fall because of the push of the anarthas or conditioning, or because of his impure swabhava. So what happens to that person? Lord is saying. So in 30th verse, he told that how apichet suduracharo bhajite ma mananyabha sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito he said. Okay, so that shloka we discussed how Lord is saying even though he might have committed something very abominable act, but he is doing bhajate ma mananyabha. How? Without a deviated mind, undeviated mind. So then what we should do? Sadhureva samantavya. Sadhurev, he should certainly be considered a sadhu only. Like that Lord is saying. 2 times he is saying certainly. Correct. And then Samyak Vyavasito he said. Because he is engaged with determination. Okay, that's what we discussed yesterday. That was 30th verse. And 31st, now Lord is saying, the question is again whether he will become righteous because he is committing abominable acts, maybe by the push of the samskaras, previous samskaras. He wants to do bhakti, but will he become righteous? Lord is saying, yes, he will become very soon. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Shashvat shantim nigacchati. Vanteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. So he will very quickly become righteous and he will quickly attain complete peace. Okay. Long lasting peace. Shashvat shanti. And what Lord is saying to Kunti Putra or Arjuna, Kaunteya pratijanihi, please proclaim this, declare this, what? Name bhakta pranashyati. That my devotee will never perish. Okay, so in the purport we saw beautifully Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also explained that will the Lord accept the food or drink offered by such a contaminated heart? So he said yes, he will become very quickly righteous. Lord is accepting because he has pure faith, he has good Shraddha in the bhakti. But what is the attitude of the person himself? He thinks I am very low, I am like a black spot on the society of devotees, like that. And he feels very guilty, he feels very repentful, but he doesn't give up bhakti. Okay, he feels disgust, but he has the resolution that let me go to hell for whatever I have done, or I have committed some abominable act, but I will not give up bhakti of the Lord. Like that he thinks. Okay. And then the example was given that how this abominable action is not like the abominable action of a materialistic person who wants to commit it, who enjoys while committing it. But this person is feeling disgust, okay, while committing it. And the example is given like a toothless snake, bite of a toothless snake. So snake bite is very, very dangerous. But here the example is given of a toothless snake. Toothless snake bite is as good as no bite. Like Ajamila, he was completely purified when he chanted the holy name once, but still he was going on committing sinful activities, and he had a prostitute with whom he was doing sinful activities, and for her he was doing sinful activities like stealing and murdering, all these things. But Lord says that actually all those things are like are the toothless snake's bites. They all are not counting because he has started the process of bhakti. So another example was given that it's like the medicine. The medicine is taken, the fever will go down. One should not say that, oh, you have taken medicine, it's 5 minutes past, 10 minutes over, still you have fever. So that kind of things one should not say. Okay. Yeah, so but the question is, okay, if you are saying he will become quickly righteous, no problem. But what if he is becoming not righteous till the time of death, he is committing same thing, he is committing again and again. Same sinful activity he is doing again and again. So Lord becomes little angry on such a person. So he says, my devotee is never destroyed, even in that case, because he has awakened the faith in the path of bhakti. So he will never be destroyed, even in that case. Okay. And he does not fall. So then Lord says that go and declare this, because those who are smartas or those who are wanting to follow only the external rules and regulations, they will not accept it. To declare this. So Lord is himself not going and declaring because he has more faith in the words of his devotee, and he will make sure that his devotee's words are protected. But he may give up his own promise, like in the example of Bhishma it was discussed. Okay. And Baldev Vidyabhushan told almost same thing. One very, very important quotation he gave, which seemed like the opposition of what Krishna is saying in this. So he told that in the Katha Upanishad, it is said that even a person who has done evil deeds, he is not peaceful, and who has not controlled his senses or mind, he can never attain the Lord. And even though he may have some knowledge, even though he may have read some books, but he cannot attain the Lord. Why? Because he is addicted to these things, that is evil deeds, and no, he is not peaceful. Okay, he is addicted to these things, and he has not controlled his senses or mind. Oh, he rejoices in these three things. Okay, but a devotee is not rejoicing in this, he is feeling repentful if he is getting succumbed to these three things. Okay, that is the difference. So it was out of context quotation, we discussed that. We'll read Prabhupada's purport and then we'll continue. Yes, Kishore Madhav.
Srila Prabhupada, this should not be misunderstood. In the 7th chapter, the Lord
What
says
should
that
not be misunderstood? What is Prabhupada saying? What is not to be misunderstood? What is this?
Willingly committing
that though he is committing sin, he will be still saved by Krishna at the end of death.
Okay, somebody else. What is not to be misunderstood? Prabhupada is saying about this verse, right? 31 verse he is telling. So this verse, what it is saying, Shipramurti Dharmatma, he will quickly become righteous. Shashwat Shantim Nigachati, Kvantya Pratijani, Name Bhakta Pranashati, my devotee will never be destroyed. This verse should not be misunderstood. How? That he is going to explain. Yes, Prabhu.
In the 7th chapter, the Lord says that one who is engaged in mischievous activities cannot become a devotee of the Lord. One who is not a devotee of the Lord has no good qualifications whatsoever. The question remains then, how can a person engaged in abominable activities, either by accident or by intention, be a pure devotee? This question may justly be raised. The miscreant, as stated in the 7th chapter, who never come to a devotional service of the Lord, have no good qualification, as is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
So which are the miscreants told in the 7th chapter who don't come to the Lord? Anybody remembers?
All
Dushritanams.
Yeah, so all the Dushkritanas were described. 4 types. So, and here he is saying that, see, same thing he has quoted from Baldev Vidyabhushan. He quoted from the Katha Upanishad, right? That one who is not controlled his senses, mind, and he is addicted to all these things. So even though he may have knowledge, he cannot become a devotee. The same thing Prabhupada is saying here. Okay, the Lord says that one who is engaged in vicious activity cannot. Okay, the question remains then: how can a person engaged in abominable activities, either by accident or intention, can become a pure devotee? Okay, that same question he has raised. So for that he is answering. Yeah. So who are these Duskritana? These Duskritana are those people who are addicted, addicted to sins.
Simple.
But devotees are who? Those who are feeling guilty, or they may be succumbing sometimes to sinful activity. They feel guilty. But these people are not feeling guilty. They want to do it. Yeah.
Generally, a devotee who is engaged in the 9 kinds of devotional activities is engaged in the process of cleansing all material contamination from the heart. He puts the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, and simple contamination are naturally washed away. Continuous thinking of Supreme Lord makes him pure by nature. According to Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his exalted position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic process to purify himself.
Yeah. So this is a process of atonement, which is there for the karmis or karmi yogis. They are followers of Varnashma. So according to Varnashma, there are some vidhis or some, like we know in Chaitanya there is a incident when Subudhi Rai, he was sprinkled with some water by the Muslims. So that time that was a rule that, okay, if anybody is sprinkled like that, he becomes contaminated. So when he went to the Smartas or the Karmis or the Karmakandis, that they suggested that you should drink boiling hot ghee. So basically, they are saying that you should die and take another birth, then only you will get purified. So Subudhi Rai was very disturbed by that solution. So he went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, no, in path of bhakti, there is no requirement of such atonement. Just by remembering or chanting the name of the Lord, he becomes pure. So here Prabhupada is saying, right? Continuous thinking of Supreme Lord makes him pure. So there is no atonement required for a devotee, except the engagement in bhakti. Okay. So no atonement is for a devotee or bhakta. Okay, that we have to understand. So here Prabhupada again is saying he puts the Supreme Lord within his heart. So here he is quoting the same verse yesterday we discussed. 11.5.42, I think that was. Dunoti sarvam hridhi sannivishto. Correct. That same verse he is saying hridhi sannivishto. The Lord is situated within his heart, and dunoti sarvam. He will remove all sinful contaminations. Like that. Okay. So what is there sinful contaminations in the heart? So that is same as the anartha, or we can say as his conditioning, which is pushing him to do some bad activities. That will be purified. Yeah.
But here, there is no such condition because the purifying process is already there in the heart of devotee. Due to this remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare should be continued without stoppage. This will protect the devotee from all accidental fall downs. He will thus remain perpetually free from all material contaminations.
Yeah. So the same thing. Bhakti is the atonement for a devotee. Okay, same thing Prabhupada is saying here. But engagement in bhakti itself required. Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we had not taken any questions. Okay, what we'll do, there is one more section which I want to complete, then we'll take questions. Okay. So like here we have been discussing always these two things. One is the conditioning which he has, and other thing is his shraddha which he has. Okay, that is pure. Okay, so these two things we have been discussing always, anarthas, and other one is the faith part. So some devotees may ask that what is the reference for this, because directly it has not come anywhere that there are these two things. Okay, like yesterday also we asked some questions So devotees told few points here. So conditioning or his sin is not good, that he is thinking, he repenting. Okay, he has some compulsion for sins. So this is one category of comments. And then there is another category of comments where he has attraction for Krishna or he will become devotee quickly. So these are another section of comments. So these all comes in the impure part of his personality, which is like Swabhav. Okay, yesterday Prabhupada also told about conditional nature and the constitutional nature in his purport. So this is one part of the personality. And second part of the personality is pure faith or Shraddha. So it's not, there is no direct reference for this here in Bhagavad Gita. So I'm just going to show a slide where there is direct reference in the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book, Jaya Dharma. So I'll show that slide. Okay. It was even- No, I'm not able to see. So yeah, many times devotees have this question about whether they are practicing pure devotional service or not. Okay. So I have discussed already this. Is it visible, this slide? Are you
Yes,
practicing pure
please.
devotional? Visible. Okay. Yeah. So earlier we have discussed this question comes again. So there is little bit prelude to this discussion of Shraddha and Swabhava. So today we will try to discuss this part, whether devotees as a sadhaka, they are practicing pure devotional service. And if yes, what all anarthas could be there and what all kinds of proper faith is one is supposed to have if he is practicing pure devotional service. Okay, so just in short, I will take this and then we will go to the part where we have reference for Shraddha and Swabhava. Okay. So for understanding whether we are practicing pure devotional service, first we have to understand what is the definition. So this will be elaborately discussed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but as of now, just in short, we will take this. Yeah. So as all of us know, this is very famous shloka. So we'll recite and then we'll discuss the meaning of this. Anya bheva, anya. 1 minute. अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यं ज्ञानकर्मादि अनावृतम् आनुकूल्येन कृष्णानुशीलनं भक्ति उत्तमा. Yes, somebody can please read the meaning as the
Yes, Prabhuji.
translation. Yeah.
The highest bhakti, Bhaktir Uttama, is defined as continuous service or emotions, Anushilanam, directed towards Krishna. His expansion forms or others related to him, Krishna, with a pleasing attitude towards Krishna, Anukullena. It should be devoid of desires other than the desire to please the Lord, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, and unobstructed by impersonal jnana. The materialistic rituals of karma or other unfavorable acts, jnana karmadi anavritam.
Yeah. So this is the crystal clear definition of what is Uttama Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. What all aspects it has? See, 4 aspects are there. One is Anya Bhela Shita Shunya. Second is Gyan Karma the Anavritam. Third is Anukulyena Krishnanushilana. And fourth is that this kind of bhakti is called Uttama Bhakti. So third is here. Fourth is here. Okay. So first is Annavilashita Shunyam. What is the definition of that? See here. It should be devoid of desires other than desire to please the Lord. Okay. This is first qualification for doing Uttama Bhakti. Okay. Second qualification, Gyan Karma Adi Anavritam. So what is the meaning of that? Avrit means covered, Anavrit means uncovered, unobstructed. Okay, unobstructed. By what? 2 things. Jnana. Which kind of jnana? Impersonal jnana. That which makes one merge with the Brahman, not with the knowledge of the bhakti. Okay, not the knowledge of Atma. That all is required. And second thing is that karma. What kind of karma? Not the activity of chanting, reading, hearing, but the activity of materialistic rituals. Okay, like many others, varnashram duties which may be there. Or adi is word also there, right? Karma adi. What is that adi? Other unfavorable acts. Okay, so this is the second qualification, that the person should not be covered by this jnana and karma. Then third is anukulyena. So what is the translation of that? Pleasing attitude should be there towards Krishna, obviously. So that is third point. In his service, he should have a pleasing attitude. Okay, it should not be like Kamsa or Hiranyakashipu. They are fighting and giving pleasure to Krishna by giving them Viraras. So they are giving pleasure, but they are not having an attitude to Krishna. So this is the difference. So pleasing attitude should be there. Okay. So this is third point. And fourth is Krishna Anushilanam. So what is the translation of that? Continuous service. That is called Anushilanam. This is fourth aspect. Okay. Towards whom? Krishna. Krishna Anushilanam, right? So towards Krishna. So these are four aspects which are required. Uttama Bhakti or Shuddha Bhakti or Kevala Bhakti, whatever. Many names are there. So four aspects of Uttama Bhakti are required for it to become Uttama or pure devotional service. So now many times devotees may have this idea that whether they are practicing pure devotional service or not. Okay, because this definition seems very high. Correct? Now, how many of you feel this is a very high definition and very good amount of purity is required for a person to follow? Raise your hands. How many of you feel that it is very high level of definition? And yeah, a few devotees have raised hands. Yeah. So as we have discussed in short earlier, and in Bhakti Samsindhu we will discuss in detail. But in short, here I will tell what are the four aspects and where one may feel that it is very difficult to follow. Okay, I will not take comments. I know what devotees may have questions, so I will just answer in short and then go ahead, because this is not the actual discussion. Okay, so devotees may feel that first part, Anya Bhilashita Shunya, that is itself very high. What is the translation for that? Desires other than desire to please the Lord. So surely devotees have anarthas. Okay, and there are devotees like who may be even succumbing to that anartha, not only having, but succumbing also to anarthas. So here what it refers to abhilasha. Okay, it's not anartha. It's not referring to anartha that we have discussed earlier. What it refers to is abhilasha. And what is the translation of the word abhilasha? Is that which one is having a goal to fulfill. What one wants to fulfill as his goal. So whether devotees have a goal to fulfill by doing sense gratification, or do they have a goal to attain Krishna Prema? That has to be understood. Okay. So this is talking, Abhilasha is talking about the goal. Okay. So there should not be any other goal. Then what? Compared to what? Two things. That is, we have discussed earlier. What are the two goals that devotees should not have? Is bhukti and mukti. Liberation by merging in Brahman, or second is enjoying senses or sense objects. Okay, these two goals should not be there. Then that is called Anyavilashita Shunyam. He may have as anartha, but he should be wanting to give up. Okay, and devotees should not be having the attitude of merging into Brahman or doing ritualistic activities if it is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. Okay, and third aspect is Anukullena. What is the translation of that? Anukullena, pleasing attitude. So as devotees, we should see whether we have a pleasing attitude while doing service or doing chanting or whatever activities of bhakti one may be doing. And fourth was Anushilanam, continuous service. So this is another big question devotees have. Whether am I continuously engaged? How many of you feel that this is a very big question in the in our life, whether doing pure devotional service, am I doing continuous service? You can raise your hands if you feel that, yeah, I'm not doing continuous service. Few devotees feel, yeah, continuous service is a big question mark actually. Whether am I doing continuous, because so many times mind thinks about Maya or thinks about some sense objects or thinks about so many other things which is not Krishna. So in the commentary to this, I'm not showing here all the things. Vishwanath Thakur quotes the verse Satatam Kir. No, not Satatam Kirtanto. Smartavyo Satatam Vishnu. Vismartavyo na Jatuchit. Okay, that shloka he quotes, and I have shown it earlier. That there he said that Satatam means continuously, means for a sadhaka it is every day. Okay, every day, whatever is his prescribed duty, whether he is able to fulfill. See, chanting 60 notes, if he has taken a vow, or he has taken a vow of following 4 regulative principles, he has taken a vow of doing service, whatever he has done, internal vow he might have taken. So those all he is trying to fulfill. Okay, as per his prescribed, either by his guru or sadhu or shastra, he is trying to fulfill it. But it doesn't refer every moment of service for a person who is a sadhaka, but it surely refers to a siddha, okay, who is perfected person. For him, it refers that it is every moment service, avyartha kalatvam, that is at the stage of bhava. Okay, so in elaboration, we will discuss it later. But many devotees feel that they are not practicing this kind of bhakti. So then many times we have to ask them, okay, what kind of bhakti are you practicing? Are you practicing mixed bhakti then? So we have to see the definition of mixed bhakti, and I have shown it earlier. Yeah, I'll just show it again. This is from Kapila's section. Lord Kapila is speaking, 329, third canto, 29th chapter. He is saying, Abhisandhaya yo himsa dambham matsaryam evacham evava samarambhi bhinnadrik bhavam mai kuryat sa tamasa. Yeah, please read the translation.
The angry person, Samrambhi, devoid of compassion, Bhinnadrik, who worships me, Yamahi Bhavam Kuryat, with intentions, Abhisandhaya, of violence, pride, and hatred, Himsam Dambam Matsaryam, is tamasic in his bhakti, Sa Tamasa.
Yeah. So here, this word is to be noted, Abhisandhaya. Means what? He has intention. Okay. He is not wanting to give it up, but he has intention to do it. Okay. That is a verse here. Abhisandhaya. For what he has? Violence, pride, hating others. These all intention he has while doing his bhakti. So this is like his abhilasha. Okay. So it refers that his bhakti is contaminated. Okay. His faith is contaminated. What is the contamination? Contamination is that his abhilasha is having tamasic desires. Okay, his goal in bhakti is to have this fulfilled. Okay, that is the point for this 8th verse. So how many of you feel that you are doing bhakti like this, that you have a goal? Or okay, you can raise hand for the other part. Means you don't have a goal in your bhakti of doing violence, pride, and hatred. You can raise your hand in Zoom if you feel that your goal in bhakti is not all this. Okay, everybody understood. Nobody raising hand. Okay.
So the question was not properly understood. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
I'm asking. Okay, I'm repeating the question. How many of you feel that your goal in bhakti is not doing violence or having pride or hating somebody? You don't have that goal in bhakti like this person. Yeah, so nobody feels that they have a goal like this. Okay, it may be there as anartha. Okay, yes, thank you. So 2 more questions will be asked. Be ready. So now next one is about Abhisandhaya. Again, he has intention or he has goals. What are the intentions he has? Yeah, please read through.
He who worships me, Yah Mam Arched, in the forms of deities and others, Archa Adau, with desire for other objects, Prithak Bhava Abhisandaya, with goals of material gain, Vishayan, fame, Yasha, or wealth, Aishwaryam, has Rajasic Bhakti, the Rajasa.
Fine. So again, the word Abhisandha, as I told, it means that he has a goal, or he has intention, or he has Abhilasha. What kind of Abhilasha he has? This time it is in Rajas. Desire for other objects. So this is mainly like bhukti, to enjoy sense gratification. Okay, bhukti is there. Okay, with goals of material gain. And what else? Fame, wealth. So these all are his goals of bhakti. So that means his again faith is impure. Okay. Faith itself is impure here because he has faith in these all things: material gain, fame, and wealth. Okay. Is there anywhere written that he has faith in Krishna here? Not there, but it is implicit. Okay, he worships me, right? He worships Krishna, but not with pure faith. That is the meaning. It's not that he doesn't have faith. Like we had the 4 categories of people who are Sukritina. They had faith in Krishna. They went to Krishna only. But you remember what they went for? Artho, Jigyasu, Artharthi. Correct? They went for wealth. Correct? And they wanted removal of some misery. Artho. So they all are Sukritina Jana who don't have pure faith. Okay. And then last one. Karma Niraharam Uddishya Prashmin va tad arpanam yajeda yashtavyam iti va prithak bhava sa satvika. Please read.
He who worships me, Yajet, with a desire to destroy karma, karma nirharam udishya, making his works as an offering the Supreme Lord, prashmin tad arpanam, or va, executing the worship as a duty, yastavyam iti, having a desire for liberation, pritak bhava, has sattvic bhakti, sas sattvika.
Yeah. So now again, his uddishya. Okay. Have you heard the word uddesh? Uddeshya. It means goal. Correct. Again, the goal is what? Which kind of goal he has? He has mukti. Previous one was what? This was bhukti. Desires for bhukti, enjoying. And this time the goal is mukti. Where is it mentioned? Here it is mentioned. He has a desire for liberation. So that is his goal. So again, here the faith is impure. Okay. So this is not having pure faith, this person. But he has faith in Krishna. He worships Krishna, but it is not with pure faith. That is the only point. Okay. So how many of you feel what we discussed now, 9 and 10, that all of us sadhakas don't have a goal like this? We may have these desires somewhat coming and going, but we are not practicing with a goal in mind to have mukti. Okay, almost everybody understood the same. Yes, thank you. Now he is continuing and defining what is bhakti beyond 3 modes. Correct. Previously was, this is sattvic bhakti. This was goodness. And previous to this was in the mode of passion. Correct. Performer of bhakti in the mode of passion. Correct. And then this was in ignorance. Okay, bhakti is not in ignorance, but the practitioner, he is in mode of ignorance. Bhakti is chit shakti of the Lord. That will not be in ignorance. Yeah. So here, very, very important definition. He says, Madhgutun Surti Matrena, Mai Sarva Guhashay, Manogati Avichinna, Yatha Gangambhaso Buddha, Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya, Nirgunasya Hi Udahritam, Ahetuki Avivahita, Ya Bhakti Purushottame. Please read.
Because the mind, mana, by hearing about my qualities, madguna shruti matrena, flows continuously, gati avichinna, to me, mai, the Supreme Lord residing in the hearts of all people, Sarvaghuhasya, just as the Ganga flows to the ocean, Yata Gangambaso Ambudau. It is said, Udharitim, that the quality of bhakti, Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya, beyond the gunas, Nirgunasya, is absence of results other than bhakti unto the Lord. Ahetuki Bhakti Purushottame, and lack of obstructions from other processes. Avyavahita.
Thank you. So now this is the definition for that bhakti which is not in the gunas, beyond the gunas. Okay. So it has absence of results other than bhakti. Means what? Goal is not in three modes. So what is not in three modes here? That bhakti means here is faith. Faith is beyond three modes. That is the point. His goals in bhakti are not in three modes. Okay, it is only for pleasing Krishna. Okay, and what are his activities? Hearing about my qualities flows continuously to me. Okay, so doing 9 limbs of bhakti for the Lord. Okay, that is the meaning. Yeah. So now, how many of you feel that your goal is like this? You may have anartha, but the goal is like this. That it is not in three modes. You want to please Krishna or whatever was mentioned earlier. Anyavilashita Shunyam. The goal is like this. So now we may have this understanding, but what is the reference for this? That this is in Shastra. So see here, there is a slight reference, and then we'll go to Jayadharma. Yeah, Sayo Bhakti Yogakya Atyantika Udahrita Yena Tivrajya Trigunam Madbhavo Upapadyate. Yeah, please read.
The highest state of existence, Sa eva Atyantika Udarita, is called Bhakti, Bhakti Yogakhya, by which one surpasses the three gunas, Yena Ativrajya Trigunam, and attains prema for me, Madbhavaya Upada,
Upadyate.
Upadyate.
Yeah, so basically, this is saying that by this kind of bhakti, the highest state of existence, which is called bhakti, by this, what happens? One surpasses the three gunas. So, is there any contradiction here? See, this was the 11th and 12th verse. Now, in the 14th verse, Lord Kapila is saying that he will surpass three gunas. Is there any contradiction in the flow? Yes, Deepali Mataji.
In verse 11, 12, they are saying it is beyond three modes. Goals are beyond three modes.
Hmm.
But here they are saying they will surpass the three gunas.
Hmm.
Already beyond three gunas, then.
That is a contradiction here. That even though it is told already, see what was told here? That the quality of bhakti beyond the gunas. It's already told that the bhakti he was practicing is beyond the gunas. But now why is it told that one will surpass the three gunas? So here the understanding is he is still having some impurity in the heart. Okay, that is in the form of anarthas. Okay, which are same as conditioning. Okay, and that is also called in Shastra the Swabhav. So, and Prabhupada called it as the nature, his own nature or his conditional nature, like that. Okay, so that will also become pure. So this person has pure faith, which is beyond three modes. But he has impurity still. And what impurity is that? The impure swabhava is there, or nature, by his conditionings, previous samskaras. So in that sense, he is in three modes. But his goal is beyond three modes to go. So now, does this sound like what is situation of all the sadhakas, like all of us, we raised hand. So does it sound like more of our situation that we have pure faith, our goal is pure, but still some impurities are there which we want to give up? Correct, yeah. So that is more clear. Yeah. So here question may be asked, okay, what is contaminated? Is the bhakti contaminated? No, bhakti cannot be contaminated because it is chit shakti of the Lord. Or is it the bhakta who is contaminated? Yes, in one sense. So what is okay? What is the definition of first bhakta? Because Prabhupada many times told devotee means pure devotee. So what is purity he is referring to? So we will see that. Or is the soul that itself got contaminated? Surely not. Or is it swabhava what is referred that is contaminated? Or is it faith only got contaminated? So that will be clear from this definition of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, but before we go into this definition, you have to understand where it comes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So first, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there is definition of Uttama Bhakti. Okay, and then after giving that definition, Rupa Goswami divides it into two parts. Okay, that is sadhana bhakti. Okay, Uttama Bhakti of which type? Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, that he divides into two parts. One is Vaidhi, other one is Raganuga. Okay, these two parts he divides. So then he gives the definition of this Vaidhi Bhakti. So we have to understand, see, Uttama Bhakti is a sadhana bhakti as well as it can be siddha also. That is at the stage of bhava that we will not take here. But Uttama sadhana bhakti has two parts, Vaidhi and Raganuga. So Vaidhi part is also from the same Uttama bhakti itself. So whatever definition is there here, Anya Vilashita Shunyam and all, also applies to Vaidhi bhakti. Okay, just like I say, there is a student. I define student is one who goes to school. Then I am defining a good student. Good student is one who scores more than 90%. So my question is the good student going to school or not? He is going to school, correct? Because the definition of student itself is he goes to school. Good student means he goes to school, but at the same time he also scores more than 90%. So similarly, Rupa Goswami defined first Uttama Bhakti. What is it? Anya Vilashita Shunyam, all that he described. In that there are two parts, Vaidhi and Raganuga. So now he is defining Vaidhi Sadhana. Okay, which is also a part of the Uttama. Okay, so now we'll see the definition. Okay, here he said. So this is a very, very important shloka from the 11th canto, 11, 20, 27, 28. Okay, so this shloka is very important. Many times it will be required in our discussion. Jata Shraddho Matkathasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmashu Veda Dukkhatmakam Kaman Parityage Api Anishwaraha Tato Bhajet Mam Prita Sadhalu Dridhanishchaya Jushamanascha Tan Kaman Dukkha Darkamscha Garahan. So two shlokas are there, 27 and 28. Yeah, please read the translation.
Having awakened faith in the narrations of my glories, Jata Shraddho Mat Katasu, being disgusted with all prescribed activities, Varnashram, Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, Veda Dukkhatmakam Kaman, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, Parityage Api Anishwara, my devotee should remain happy, Tato Prita, and worship me, Mam Bhajeta, with great faith and conviction, Shraddhalur, Drita Nishchaya, even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment. Jusa Manas Cha Tan Kaman, My devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result. Dukkha udar comes, and he sincerely repents such activities. Cha Garyan.
Yeah, so this same shloka, just it is broken down into 6 parts. So these are the 6 parts. First is Jata Shraddho, Mat Kathasu. So what is the first aspect of this Vaidhi Sadhaka? In the definition, 6 aspects are there. What are the 6 aspects? First is he has awakened faith in the process of bhakti. Second, Nirvinna Sarva Karmashu. He disgusted with all prescribed duties. What kind of prescribed duties? All the Varnashma duties, where the duties are for setting the, okay, which is like doing activities which are not anukul to bhakti, or which are not favorable, or which are not connected to bhakti at all. Okay, which are not anukul or not connected at all. So that kind of activities he doesn't want to do. Okay. Third, he knows Veda. What he knows, Dukkhatmakam Kaman. And he understands that sense gratification leads to misery. This is third qualification. Okay, so he should have faith in process of bhakti, and then he should not be willing to do those which are not connected to bhakti, those activities. Okay, and then also he should understand that this sense gratification leads to misery. This is third qualification. Fourth qualification of Vaidhi Sadhaka is Parityagi Api Anishvara. Okay, he may be able to give up sometimes, and sometimes he is not able to give up the sense objects, sense gratification. Not that he has a goal of enjoying, but he has the inability. Okay, he is unable here. The word is used unable. Chushamanascha Tankama. This is fifth. Dukkha Darkamscha Garayan. Unable to give up sense gratification. He sincerely repents. Okay, he is unable to give up and he feels guilty in such activities. And he repents. As here, 9.30 and 31 we discussed. Okay. Does anyone remember what was the statement made regarding repentance in this shlokas by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur or Prabhupada? What is his attitude of such a person, or how he repents?
Yes,
Engaging
Prabhuji.
himself in the Krishna service or thinking about Krishna.
Repeat, I could not hear.
By engaging himself in memorizing the name of Krishna.
No. That is, he does activity, repenting. What he feels, what is his guilt feeling after doing some abominable activity? Yeah, even all us.
Prabhuji, that I mean, the devotee feels that I am bringing bad names to the devotees, and he also feels that I will not give up bhakti even if I go to the hell.
Yeah, correct. So those kind of repentant thoughts he has. Okay, that's what I mentioned here. And sixth, what is Krishna's instructions to such sadhakas who are not able to give up? They are sometimes succumbing and they feel repentant. So he says, Tato bhajet. Bhajet means worship. Mam prita, sadharu dridhanishcha. Remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Okay, dridhanishcha. And with shraddha. Shraddhalu, dridha, nishchaya. Like that. So these are the symptoms. What kind of symptoms? This classic symptoms of Vaidhi sadhaka. He feels that he has faith in bhakti. He is not wanting to do something which is not connected to bhakti, some activities, and I understand that sense gratification leads to misery, but still he is not able to give up sometime. Why? Because of his impure swabhava. Okay. There is some pushing, like Arjuna is saying, Anichanapi Varshnaya Baladivad Niyojita. Somebody is engaging me even though I don't want. Like that. Okay. So how many of us feel that, yeah, these are more like symptoms of ours, which we may have the case that, okay, I'm not able to give up. I want to give up, but there is something which is pulling me. So yeah, many devotees have raised hand. Yeah, thank you. So basically, this is the aspect of Vaidhi Sadhaka. Okay. So the Vaidhi Sadhaka, he has these kind of things. Okay, which is different from what we discussed earlier. You see that these verses where he has goals of material gain, fame, wealth. Okay, this is clear-cut difference. Here the goal of liberation is there, correct? And then previously there was goal of violence, pride, hatred. So these are his goals. So these are very clear differences which is mentioned here. Okay. So yeah, so this whole thing is pictorially described here. I'll try to show here. See, so any person having desires can be of two types. One which is based on his Shraddha, means his goals, which are based on scriptures. Okay. And there can be conditioning, which is his impure part. Okay. And he understands based on this faith in scriptures, something what is right and something that is wrong. He understands. Shastras say follow four regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, whatever, and don't do such things and do such things. Yeah, like that Shastra describes. But when the impurity is there, so these impure desires, they are based on this liking and disliking. Okay, I like something which is maybe not as per the prescription of bhakti, and I dislike something which may be prescription of bhakti also. So this desires born out of the scriptural injunctions are called as Shraddha. Desires which are based on scriptural injunctions and desires which are based on one's own liking are termed as Swabhava. Okay. One's own liking based it termed as Swabhava. And then constant push and pull is there always within everyone. Like we have heard many times, good dog and bad dog analogy. Correct. So they are both inside a person. So there is always constant pull and push going on. Correct. So good thoughts which are based on scriptures, injunctions, they are pulling in one direction, and there are bad thoughts which are pratikul to bhakti. Okay, they are taking us on the other direction. This is the case with almost every one of us who are practicing bhakti. So those desires which we have, which can fulfill our scriptural goals are termed as abhilasha. Okay, these are like our goals. And those things which are born from our swabhava, which is impure, are termed as anartha. So what are the examples? Like somebody may have a desire to fulfill. I want to please my spiritual master. So this is good. This is based on what? Coming from scriptures. Scriptures say that one should serve his guru. Yeah. And there are some other desires which may be coming from his anartha, which may be coming from his swabhava. Okay. Like wanting to enjoy some sense objects. Okay. Desires of bhukti. Another example, I want to progress in spiritual life. So these are injunctions of the scriptures again. And similarly, there are other examples. So some wanting to harm somebody, like that is bhakti in the mode of ignorance. That may be based on one's own liking or disliking. He dislikes somebody, so he wants to slap him like that. Okay. So this is the difference between the two things. That which is coming from is Shraddha and Swabhava. Okay. Yeah, and this we have discussed earlier, that which is based on scriptures. Okay, I don't know if you remember, this was discussed earlier. That which is based on scriptures and that which is not based on scriptures or based on one's swabhava. Okay, so those whose faith is influenced by swabhavjam shraddha, they do devata worship. If you remember, we discussed it. Okay, in the chapter number 17, shloka 1 to 4, we discussed. Okay, those who are the worshipper of devatas are in the mode of goodness. Okay, those who are worshipper of yaksha and rakshasas, they are mode of passion. Those who are worshippers of pretas and budgana, they are worshipper of ignorance. So this goodness, this passion, is ignorance. You remember this we discussed in the 7th chapter. Correct. So these are all coming from where? The swabhava. He has his own swabhava to worship devatas. He wants something to achieve. Okay, but he'll not go to Vishnu. But that which is based on the scriptures, scriptural faith, that can be also in three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And here he will worship whom? He will worship Vishnu only. Because Shastras describe Vishnu Eva. Vishnu only should be worshipped. Okay. So he will worship Vishnu, but he will worship for what? For different things like liberation or wealth, or here, like we discussed earlier, he may have no pride, violence. Correct. But he will worship Vishnu because it's based on scriptures. But that also comes under three modes. And what is beyond all these six is nirguna. You remember the word Kapil Dev said nirguna bhakti. 3.29 is nirguna bhakti. Sa bhakti nirguna. Okay, that is beyond modes, beyond three modes. There faith is pure. Okay. So now here the concept of Shraddha and Swabhav, the evidence is given. This is from Jaiva Dharma. That is explained here. Okay. So yes, Prabhu, could you read this? This is sixth chapter. Okay, I'm just taking from that part only which is required. Nitya Dharma is explained, birth and caste differences. Yeah, please read. So basically, this book is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Is a conversation between, and it's a book which is he has made it in a form of conversation between two people, so that it becomes interesting. Yeah. So that exact word will come here, which we'll discuss here.
Therefore, the Shastras point out that eligibility for a particular karma must be ascertained ultimately on the basis of one's guna. Chudamani,
Yeah. So
what
this
is
is a person who is asking questions. Okay. To whom? He is asking question to this Vaishnav. Vaishnav Das Babaji. Okay. He is asking questions and he is going to answer his questions. So he is a person who is basically not having faith in bhakti. Yeah, please read.
Chudamani? What is Tatvika Shraddha? Vaishnava Das Babaji. Simple, guileless, okay.
Guileless, so yeah, simple only. Yeah. Read.
Guileless faith in the Supreme Lord and consequently sincere bhakti rendered to him is known as Tatvika Shraddha.
Yeah, so this same thing we have been discussing till now. Tattvika is based on scriptures. Okay, Tattva comes from Tattva. Scriptures. Okay, it's based on Tattva. So from there the word comes Tattvika. Okay, so Tattvika Shraddha, faith based on scriptures. Okay, let me write here. Faith based on scriptures. So what is other type of faith? Can somebody tell? This is a faith based on scripture. What is other type of faith?
So,
That's
Swabhava.
Yeah, here we discussed this one. See here. This is faith based on scriptures, this left side. And what is the other one? Is not based on scripture. He goes to scripture to ask whom to worship. But his faith is based on his swabhava. He wants some wealth. He wants a good wife or good husband or whatever. He wants car, bungalow, whatever. So he goes to scriptures to ask all those things, and the scriptures tell, okay, whom you can worship. But here, somebody has faith in scriptures, he worship Vishnu. That is the point. Yeah, please read. And okay, yeah, one more point. That translates into what? Faith in what? Supreme Lord, Vishnu or Krishna. And then consequently, sincere bhakti rendered to him, Krishna only, is known as Tatvik Shraddha. Okay. Yes, please read.
Atatvika Shraddha, unreal false faith in the Lord, is developed in an impious person's heart when he performs only the external aspects and rituals of worship, and out of pride and greed, uses this mask of religiosity to pursue his cherished material goals. This kind of faith is misaligned with the directions of scripture and is therefore designated Atatvika Shraddha.
Yeah, so this we read just now. Anybody remembers where we read this kind of thing? Worship out of pride, greed, where it was explained?
was it Rajasic Bhakti?
Yeah. So this was explained
Tamasic.
in Tamasic Rajasic Bhakti 3.29, 7 to 10. Okay, there it was explained. Same thing Bhaktivinoda Thakur is quoting. And that kind of faith is called what? Atatvik Shraddha, or which is based on his Swabhava. Okay, so till now the word Shraddha has been defined. Okay. Yeah, please read.
Many Mahajanas have proclaimed that Tattvika Shraddha means sincere faith in the Shastras. A sincere candidate is given eligibility to perform bhakti by this Tattvika Shraddha.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So how somebody may ask, okay, what do you mean by this Tatvik Shraddha? Simple, guileless faith in Lord. Okay, this is first aspect. Faith in Lord. Which Lord? Vishnu or Krishna. That is first aspect. Second aspect of that, faith in Shastra. Which kind of Shastra? Which are Vaishnava Shastras. What are the Vaishnava Shastras? Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. Bhakti Sam Sindhu, whatever our Vadiyacharyas have written. So these two things, if one has faith, we should understand he has faith in Bhakti. Okay. That is based on Shastra. Yeah. That brings the eligibility to perform Bhakti. Okay. Somebody may say, no, actually, in our family, everybody is worshipping Krishna. Since many generations, we are worshipping Krishna. And if you ask, why do you worship Krishna? Yeah, Krishna is also God. He has done many activity like lifting Govardhan, and he is very supreme person. He is very magical person. All these kind of things they will tell, and many people are there in India, but they don't come in into many parampara. They have not learned the science in any parampara. They will give all these answers. So that means they don't have faith based on Shastra. They have some knowledge about Krishna is very superhuman person, but they will not have faith as explained in Shastra. So they can give up that faith at any other time. If tomorrow some hero comes who can do very nice stunts, then they will tell, no, oh, Krishna lifted only Govardhan, but in this movie, this person lifted the whole mountain, Himalaya only. So I have faith in him now. Okay. So seeing all these kind of things which is not based on scripture, that person cannot be called as having faith in scriptures, and then he doesn't have the eligibility to perform bhakti. Okay. This is something very in short I am telling. We'll discuss in Bhakti Sam Sindhu in detail. But this faith which is there based on scripture is the actual thing which is eligibility. If somebody has faith based on his family lineage or based on his own scientific research, today science is telling, yeah, Krishna is God. But tomorrow science will tell, no, Krishna is not God. This hero is God. Then he will have faith in science and he will have. So based on science, that cannot be eligibility to perform bhakti. It can support, but that cannot be the main support or main eligibility. Okay. Yes, please read.
Chudamani, some persons have developed faith in the Shastras but lack a noble nature. Are they fit candidates for bhakti?
Yeah, so now here our discussion starts, which is Apichet Suduracharo. Okay, so why I took this PPT was to discuss from this part onwards also. Yeah, please read.
Vaishnav Babaji, one's type of by nature, Swabhava, is certainly a deciding factor in deciding the eligibility to carry out a particular karma. But Swabhava is definitely not applicable to the eligibility to perform bhakti, which is solely dependent upon Tattvika Shraddha.
Yeah,
Kindly deliberate.
so here this is a very important part of the slide. Okay, please note this. So this is the reference for the word Swabhava, which I was telling till now since yesterday, that the person may have impure Swabhava. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is using the same word, impure Swabhava. And what is he saying it as? Type by nature. What kind of nature? From where that came? From so many births, the samskaras have come. Okay, so somebody may be born in family of Brahmana because of that. Somebody may be born in a Shudra family. So is that going to decide whether he is going to perform bhakti? No, scriptures clearly say that Bhagavatam is going to quote, and many other things. Kirat, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhir, Shumba, Yavana, Krasadaya, Yannecha Papa, Yadapashraya, Shraya, Sudhyanti Tasmai, Prabhavishnave Namah. So all these categories of people Prabhupada writes, they are all different kinds of antyajas, means outside the Varnashram system. They all can practice bhakti. How? Sudhyanti Tasmai, Prabhavishnave Namah. By practice of bhakti, they will become Shuddha. Okay, they may not be now, but they are all eligible. Why they are eligible? Because they have developed faith in bhakti based on the scriptures. So they are eligible. Yeah. So please note this term. There is impure Sabhava he is mentioning, but still he is qualified for bhakti. Okay. Yeah. Kindly deliberate upon the following verses. Yeah. So what he is going to quote? He is quoting the same verses that Rupa Goswami has quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Same 11th canto verse which we read now. Okay, 11th canto it was quoted. And what is 11th canto here? Here is Uddhav Gita. Who is speaking this verse? Lord himself is speaking. Okay, so he is saying Mam Prita. Mam, Lord is saying about himself. Okay, this we read translation. Yeah, please read.
Even though my devotee is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, he knows that all sense gratifications leads to a miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. Proktena bhakti yogena bhajato masakrin mune kama hridaya nashanti sarve mayi hridhi sthite. When an intelligent person engages constantly in worshipping me through loving devotional service, as described by me, his heart quickly becomes firmly situated in me. Thus, all material desires within the heart are destroyed.
Yeah, so same thing. He is continuing that how his heart becomes pure. Yeah.
विद्यते हृदये ग्रन्थिस् छिद्यन्ते सर्व संशया क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि मयि दृष्टे अखिलात्मनि. The knot in the heart is pierced, all misgivings are cut to pieces, and the chain of fruitive actions is terminated when I am seen as the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So why is quoting these shlokas? So why? What was the question? You remember? Some persons have developed faith in Shastras, but lack a noble nature. They are they fit candidates for bhakti? They are not having noble nature. They are having this apichet sudarachara. That was the question. So in answer, he is giving all these shlokas that he is addicted to sense gratification, but he is feeling neglectful or he is feeling repentful to all that. That is one quotation. And then Lord says that he sincerely repents. And then he says that all will be quickly destroyed and he quickly becomes firmly situated. So where is this word quickly mentioned in the 30 and 31 shloka of Bhagavad Gita we are discussing? Where is the word quickly coming?
Shipram, that very
Yeah,
soon.
Shipram Bhakti Dharmatma. Correct. So same thing he is quoting here. Where is that? Praktena Bhaktena Kamridya Nashyanti Sarve Vayantamas Asakri. See? Asakri means he becomes constantly. Okay, that is constantly in worshipping. Okay, Kama Hridaya Nashyanti Sarve Mai Hridhi Sthiti. And all material desires within the heart are destroyed. Like that. So what is destroyed here? So the impure swabhava that is destroyed. Okay. Yeah. We'll just complete this. If you have any question, we'll just complete this. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Everything that can be achieved by fruitive activities, penance, knowledge, detachment, mystic yoga, charity, religious duties, and all other means of perfecting life is easily achieved by my devotee through loving service unto me. My devotees are free from all ambition, but if somehow or other my devotee desires promotion to heaven, liberation, or residence in my abode, he easily achieves such benedictions. Arising from Shraddha, this is the progressive development of Bhakti Yoga. Chudamani. What if I do not accept the authority of the Srimad Bhagavatam? Vaishnav Das Babaji. We have simply presented the conclusion of all the Shastras. Shastra is one. Even if you do not accept the Bhagavatam, then the other scriptures will harass you with the same conclusion. We do not need to refer to many Shastras. Simply consider what the Gita, a universally honored text, has to say. In fact, even the verse quoted by you at the onset of this discussion contains the same valuable teachings as we find in Bhagavad Gita 9.30 to 32.
Yeah, so same verses he is going to quote now, what we are discussing. That how the impure swabhava may be there, but he is still eligible for bhakti. So this we have discussed. Apiche Sujaracharu, that verse he is going to quote. And then he quotes same, Chipram of the Dharmatma. Yeah, and more verses. Read this.
मां हि
Mam
पार्थ
Partha
व्यपश्चित्य
Shritya.
ये अपि शुपापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यस्तथा शूद्रस् ते अपि यान्ति परम गतिम्. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. The purport of this is that a devotee who engages in bhakti, hearing topics of Krishna consciousness, chanting Harinam, singing his glories with Ananya Bhak, single mindedness, even if he is addicted to many abominable illicit activities which go against the scriptural injunctions, must be considered a sadhu because he is on the righteous path, being situated in devotional service.
Yeah, so now is situated in devotional service means what? He has pure faith. He has pure Shraddha, Tatvik Shraddha. That is there. Okay. And what will be purified? Here, even if he is addicted to abominable things, these all will be purified. That is, impure Swabhava will be purified, or the anarthas in the heart will be purified. Okay, so this part was the reference for the uses of the terminology which I was using, Swabhava and Shraddha, from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teachings of Jayadharma. Okay. Yeah. So, and yesterday also I told there is a section in Madhur Kadamini which describes how this purification doesn't happen overnight. It happens in stages. Okay. Somebody may ask, oh, you are saying that, oh, he'll get purified, Shipram Bhavati Dharmata, but where is Shipram? Till the end of the life, he is committing sin. You are saying very quickly become righteous, and you are saying all that. So here he is saying stage of nullification. All this happens in various stages. Okay. So we'll take some question if you have any questions. Then we'll go. And yeah, Deepali Mataji, you have a question.
Yes. Prabhu, the last slide there. What is that noble faith means? The person has faith in Shastra and he has noble faith.
I'll go to that slide. One minute. Here,
No, the next.
yeah, somewhere that word came. No? Yeah, here.
Yeah, here, Puji. Yeah, it's here.
Yeah, this you are telling.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the question? Noble.
I understand what is meaning of noble nature.
Noble nature is all the characteristics of the sadhu. What is sadhu doing? He doesn't commit abominable actions, basically. He lacks a noble nature means he is committing some abominable activities. Like yesterday we discussed minor sins or major sins. Okay. Like stealing some money or hitting some Vaishnava or killing a Vaishnava. Okay. All that there are minor to major degrees of abominable activities. Okay.
So what is the name of that book you gave by sorry, Bhakti Vinod Thakur?
Yeah, this is same Jayadharma. Okay. This is Jayadharma, chapter 6. Okay, chapter 6. This is the title of the chapter. Okay, so there he has termed these things. One is Shraddha, Tatvik Shraddha. Other term he used was the Swabhava. Okay, these two terms are used there. Any other question on this concept? Okay, then we will just complete that.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, what I understand here, like sadhaka or like he may have a tatvik shraddha, and the solution which I understand is repentance in the heart should be there.
Not only repentance, practice of bhakti, basically. Practice of the limbs of bhakti. By that he will get purified.
Yeah, Prabhuji, but if by sabhava, if one even repents in the heart and again he again commits those bad conduct or illicit activities, still like how the Lord will forgive, because I mean he's again and again he's repenting but again committing that happens like due to sabhava, one is conditioned in such a way that one again commits the sinful activities.
Yeah, that's what yesterday Prabhupada wrote in the end of the purport, that if he's doing it again, that means he is not a high devotee. He may have either weak faith. Okay, there may be two cases in that. Yesterday we discussed one may be because of his weak faith. Okay, his faith is not strong. He has weak faith. Okay, and he is still to advance to that stage where he will not do that activity. But he has a goal, weak but pure. Okay. Okay, he has a goal that he wants to practice bhakti. But see, I will tell you one example. Like in the ISKCON Chowpatty temple, there was a devotee who was preaching to some people, and then one of the people, like he came in touch, was like chain smoker. Chain smoker means what? He is literally chain smoker only. Means whole day he would smoke cigarette. Means by the time one cigarette is put off, the other cigarette he will take out and lighten from that same cigarette. So he was literally a chain smoker. Okay, and he came in touch with devotee, and devotees were preaching, and he liked the Krishna consciousness path, and then he started coming to temple. So after he was coming to temple, then he would come for Mangal Arati. So he will attend the Samsar Dava and till the eighth stanzas he will attend, and then by the time Nama Vishnu Pada starts, he will go out, and then he will smoke one cigarette. He was trying to give up. He'll smoke one cigarette. Then again, by the time it will be Hare Krishna Mahantra going on, he'll come back. He'll be chanting Hare Krishna with all devotees dancing. Then by the time Nasim Aarti starts, again he has to go. And then he'll smoke. And then he'll come back by Tulsi Aarti. And then like this, by after watering Tulsi, he'll go and smoke once more. Then after every 2 rounds, he has to go and smoke. So like that, he was smoking. And some devotee observed that why he is going again somewhere in between, what is the problem? So they followed him, and then they saw that outside the temple he was going below a tree, pitch dark place, and he was doing something. So this devotee went from behind and he caught his hand, and then that person turned and he was smoking, and at the same time he was crying. So this person was thinking that he is enjoying smoking, but why is he crying? So he asked, why are you crying? So he told, actually, Prabhuji, मुझे मंदिर आने से मना मत करो. Means don't stop me from coming to temple. I really want to give this up. I'm trying. So I was a chain smoker. I used to smoke in a day some 64 cigarettes, but I'm trying to give it up and slowly to reducing. So please don't stop me from coming to temple. Like that, he was repenting. But at the same time, he was smoking and he was crying. You see. So and then later he obviously came up to standard and he got initiated. He initiated devotee now actually. So such cases are there where there may be a person who may be addicted to very abominable activities, which may not be noble nature of a devotee. Because anybody sees with tilak and then smoking, so you may be feeling, "Arey, what kind of person this is?" Yeah. So yeah, obviously he was not in Vaishnava attire, and that would not be a good standard. But slowly he became purified. So that person we can understand he is trying. He has a good faith. He has a weak faith, but at the same time he's progressing and he will progress to the standard. Okay, and this is like something gross, and there can be subtle anarthas also. Okay, like lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, pride, manifesting in a devotee's life. Okay, so those things can be there. So these all are subtle to gross. Many things are there, but if the devotee has pure faith, he'll gradually get purified in this life, in 1 year, in 2 years, or it may be in next life or in many lives. No problem. That is between Krishna and him. That we don't have to take tension. Why is not getting purified? He is doing bhakti, but he is still abominable activities is committing. If he is sincere, he has a goal of getting purified. He has kept all those desires in the anartha box, and he has understood that it will get purified in the due process. My goal is to attain prema. Then he will get purified. But as I told yesterday, some other kind of people may be there who may be crooked, who may be doing it on the strength of the holy name, the seventh offense. Then they will not get purified and they will continue doing. And at the same time, they will have the goal in life to do sinful activity. Okay, but how to get purified? By chanting the holy name. Holy name is a good wiper. Okay, we can use it as a wiper and clean all the floor of my anarthas, not anarthas, sinful activities. Okay, like that. He's thinking. Like I gave example of yesterday, Indra. He's killing a brahmana and then wanting to chant some uh, mantra, but for getting purified, so that we can break greater offense. Okay, so that the mentality is different, and we are not here to judge others. We can see it's for self-evaluation. Okay, this whole concept is for self-evaluation, whether we are progressing or not, whether we are a sadhaka of a pure devotional service or not. So we can see whether we have a weak faith and right goal we have, or we have a goal only to enjoy sense objects or bhukti or mukti. So we can see ourselves. Okay, others is between them and Krishna. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Praji. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shri Ganga Putra.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, after studying this detail verse 30 and 31 from different angles you explained, like we completely understand that Lord, Udardi, Lord is Udardi, is magnanimous. He forgives devotees or practicing devotees, and ultimately he brings them to pure devotional service. At the same time, Prabhuji, like question arises in mind that this jiva is controlled by the three modes of material nature. According to that, this jiva acts, and it says that ultimately this three modes of material nature also is controlled by the Lord Himself.
Hmm.
So, like in sadhaka level, we understand that, like again we explain that Lord has given free will. Lord is so according to free will we desire it, and according to that we get into entangled while doing practicing devotional service also in sadhaka level. And you in the case of like pure devotees or Shuddha Bhakta, like here definition itself says that like they should not have any desire other than Krishna.
Hmm.
It looks like that definition itself is defeated. How the even Shuddha Bhakta practicing also, they may also get the different desire other than Krishna.
Hmm.
So sometimes it looks like that definition like little bit it confused you, like how
Yeah.
which angle is
Yeah, that's what. There are different level of devotees. Yeah. Okay, it will come in the end of this slide. It is going to come, but we have to understand that different level of devotees are there. There are okay practicing devotee. Then there are pure devotees, and there are perfected devotees. Okay. So this practicing devotees. Okay, I will explain this, Prabhu, in the end of the slide. It's going to come. Okay, these three concepts. Okay, there are three level of devotees. Okay, so what is the meaning of these three terms? I will tell that. But as per the other part of your question, that it feels very high level that Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, desire, not having any desire other than to please Krishna. Correct. Yeah. So that is very correct actually. Yeah. But we have to understand, see, somebody is under the shar, he is getting cleaned. He is already having a goal of going to Anyavarashita Shunyam. But he is not perfected in that desire. He is practitioner of that bhakti. You understand? He is practitioner, like medical practitioner. So we have Prerna Mataji, she can explain that term. But practitioner of bhakti means he is not yet perfected in that path. This Uttama Bhakti path result is prema. He has not reached there. His practitioner means he has some problems. He is not fully able to practice it. But he understands that my goal is that only. I may have other things which will go away in due course of time. There is stage called Anat Nivriti, and there it will go away. That he has understanding. So that's why I explained there the two categories, Anartha and Abhilasha. If you remember, so there Anartha are unwanted desires, which are pratikul to bhakti. Means he knows that this is going to pull me down in bhakti. So this is not told as that part which is Abhilasha. This is not Abhilasha, this is Anartha. He wants to give up. Abhilasha was like, I want to please my spiritual master. Okay, like that. And Abhilasha was, I want to progress in bhakti. These are all Abhilashas, where we have injunctions of scriptures, and that is our goal. Positive injunctions. Okay. But based on our like and dislike, these anarthas have come from many births, which we want to purify. That is not coming into that Anya Abhilashita Shunya. Okay. So that has to be kept aside. Okay. And these three terms I will tell you at the end. If still it is not answered, we will come back. Okay. Anybody else want to ask what we discussed till now? Okay. Then we will
Yes,
see.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, like whatever we worship in from by our ancestors, म्हणजे अपने कुल दैवत जिनको हम बोलते हैं, so as we have now we have opted the method of worship by given by ISKCON. Still, do we need to worship those Kul Devatas? Because every year we have a small function for that.
Yeah, as we discussed earlier, whether it depends person to person. It's not something very yes or no answer. So, yeah, see, if it is, see, basically the deciding factor is whether it is favorable or not. If it is making your bhakti favorable, if you don't do it, then there may be criticism from the family or the society. Then your bhakti, you will not be able to practice nicely. There will be obstacle. So understanding that, okay, if there obstacle is going to come, let me worship. And I can pray to him that please give me Krishna Bhakti. But we are not desiring any bhukti or mukti from that devata. Okay, so ultimately he is also devotee of Lord Krishna only, and we can seek prayers like that. But if you think that giving up such worship will create commotion and will obstruct my bhakti, then continue doing it. But don't have a faith that, okay, I want some material benefits by worshipping you. That is understanding. That Guru Goswami tells in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We will discuss later.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, basically this slide, 3 slides are going to tell that the nullification happens in stages. The question is asked, why this person is doing sinful activity till the end of his life? Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, na? He should become overnight devotee very quickly. So for us, quickly may be different. For Lord, quickly may be different. Okay. So Brahma lives for 100 lifetime, 100 years of his. That is many, many trillion years for us. So what is quick for Brahma is very, very slow for us. Sorry, ulta. What is quick for us is very slow for him. So the time scale can be understood differently. So basically, it happens in stages, the anartha nivritti. It doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. So somebody else can read. Okay. Pranamata, you would like to read?
Okay, Prabhuji. Stages of nullification of anarthas. 4 types of anarthas have been mentioned, namely those arising from previous sinful activity, from previous pious activity, from nama aparadh, and from cultivation of bhakti. They
Yeah,
have
just
5
1 minute. I will just explain in short these 4 terms. Previous sinful activity, we are very much aware that in past lives or this life, we have done many sinful activity, which may be again pushing us to do the activity again. Like I told about the chain smoker. So that devotee, he was smoking earlier, and then even though he was wanting to give up, but again it would come back. Okay, so that is like previous sinful activities that may push us even when we are in bhakti. Like Prabhupada gives this famous example of fan. Anybody remembers that fan example Prabhupada gives? Yeah, Deepali
Yeah,
Mataji.
he's,
Yes, somebody is telling me. Just
yeah.
tell Prabhupada.
I think I think Prabhupada son always used to try to put a finger into the fan. He was
No,
used to tell him
that is
not to.
different example. That is different example. Yeah, Prasanna Gopal.
Yeah, when the fan is switched off, the fan still keeps on moving. That is like even the it is compared like even the person comes in bhakti, still the anarthas keeps on going along with him for certain period. Like fan moves or rotates for some time.
Correct.
That is,
Yes. Yeah, thank you. So same thing. That is like anartha which is there, but he has switched it off. Switched off means he has already accepted the pure path of bhakti. Annabilashata shunyam is accepted. Switch is off. So in gradual time, it will be uh, completely stopped in rotation like that. So that is first type. Second, from previous pious activity. Now somebody asks how pious activity can be anartha. Anartha is basically what? Unwanted desire. Unwanted desire means which is pratikul, which is unfavorable desire for bhakti. So how can pious activity become like that? So one example, very nice example, is like somebody coming from a very pious family. He doesn't want to eat anybody's juta or half-eaten of somebody. But in bhakti, we many times eat the juta of other person. Does anybody know when?
Mahaguru Maharaj.
We Uchishta we call it, correct. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it is told it is a very sacred limb of bhakti that for those who are very potent in bhakti, we should take their Mahaprasad. So a pious person doesn't have this, his samskaras don't allow him to eat that, which is eaten by other person. He thinks, how can I eat the juta of even such great persons? Okay, so that is like an anartha in his bhakti. Okay, that is one example. And third type is mentioned from Namaprad. This is very famous. We know 10 Namapradas are there. Okay. So if one commits those 10 Namapradas, then what will happen? He will have increased unwanted desires, anarthas. And then fourth, from cultivation of bhakti. Now somebody may think, how by doing bhakti, anarthas will come? Yeah, so bhakti doesn't generate anartha, but it generates some fruits, which if a person doesn't handle carefully, can take it as anartha. Like example is post, position, or wealth. Okay, so many things like that. So these all may come in bhakti, followers. So these all can be a reason for a person to go down in bhakti, because they are all coming from bhakti. He will get a good post as he goes more and more years, and he may be given some wealth also, and which he can misuse. And there may be some followers whom he can deviate, okay, also by giving wrong instructions outside the shastra or like that. So, or he may become proud of followers. So these are all can be a reason if not used maturely. Okay, that is the example for that. Okay. Yeah. So basically these four, whatever are there, they all develop what? They all produce okay. These four types of anarthas have been mentioned. Okay. So this will come in next slide. Okay. Yes, please read. Mataji, please read.
They have live grades of anartha nivrittis,
5 grades.
nullification. 5 grades, sorry. Limited to one anartha, that is ekadesha vartini.
Ekadeshvartini, yeah.
Ekadeshvartini, affecting many anarthas. Bahudeshvartini, almost complete, that is praiki. Complete, that is purna. And absolute, that is atyantiki.
Yeah. So these are the 5 stages. So here is the slide format of that. Okay. So Ekadeshavartini, limited to one anartha, like 10 to 15%, something like that. Okay. Bahudeshvartini means many anarthas are nullified in his life. So these are all part of what? Nullification anartha. That is called anartha nivritti. So in some sadhaka life, first may be done. In some sadhaka's life who may be more advanced, he has reached till second point. Means 60 to 65% is destroyed anarthas. Some sadhaka may have reached prayaki level, where Prabhupada said 75% is almost destroyed of anarthas. And then that stage is called nishtha. Means he has anarthas. How much percentage anarthas are there in this person? How much remaining? 75?
25%.
Yeah. Maximum he can have 25%. So he is not having zero anarthas, but his anarthas are not so much that he becomes unsteady. Okay, he doesn't become unsteady. That is the point. He is steady in bhakti. What is the meaning? Sometimes, some days, he may be falling asleep in chanting, or falling asleep in hearing Bhagavatam, or he may be feeling no attraction for chanting or doing Mangalarti or like that, or any spiritual activity like reading Bhagavatam. Some days, but generally, steadily he does. That is meaning. And some sadhakas may be there who have done Purna, means 100%. Anarthas are gone. There are no anarthas remaining. And absolute means more than 100%. There is no chance of coming back of those anarthas. Okay, like we have many examples where sometimes it comes back even though they have reached Bhava stage, like we have Bharat, correct? So Bharat Maharaj, yeah, he had reached Bhava stage, but there may be some few anarthas and which came back. So absolute means that the sadhaka will not come back again. The anartha will not come back. Okay, like that. So when does this happen? Dushkritotta, when does this happen? So see here, the part is described here, Bhajan Kriya. So in Bhajan Kriya, this 75% is Done. Which type of anartha? Dushkritotta. Okay. So the anarthas arising from lust, anger, lust, anger, greed are all anarthas. But okay, I'll just explain one thing here. These four produce anarthas. Okay, that much we can understand. So these are the four sources for the anarthas. Okay. So these all four produce lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, pride. So in any person, when we see lust, we can understand that he may have one of these four because of which it is coming. Okay, like Bharat Maharaj had because of what? It was because of his aparadha. It is explained he had previous life aparadhas. So because of that, he had anartha in his heart. And then that is called aparadha. So now this is different the bhajan kriya stage when one reaches. These all are nullified. 75% is nullified. Which one? These first three. But aparadha are very grave. They are very grave. Grave means very, very difficult to remove. See, bhajan kriya removes how much? Ekdesh Vartini only. Maybe 10 to 15% only destroyed in bhajan kriya. But other three, 75% is destroyed. Okay. So see, nishtha, when one reaches nishtha, so this grave namaparad are destroyed only till Bahudesh Vartini. But here you see nishtha, it destroys 100%. So a person who has reached nishtha stage, he cannot have anarthas due to these three. If he has anarthas, it is only because of aparadhas in past life or this life. Little difficult to understand. If you don't understand also, it's okay. It's not directly related to your discussion, whatever in Bhagavad Gita. But if you are able to understand, okay. Person who has reached bhava, for him, this aparadhata anarthas are destroyed how much? Only 75%. Still 25% remaining at bhava stage, produced from namaparadhas. But here the person has reached asakti itself, ruchi asakti, what? More than 100%. No chance of coming back at the stage of asakti itself. But here the person has reached prema and only 100% is destroyed. When he becomes personal associate of the Lord in the spiritual world, then he will not come back because of aparadhas. Okay. So this was just a slide to show that how nullification of anarthas is not overnight. Shipram Bhakti Dharmatma is not overnight. It happens in this way, in this order, in this time. So one may have all these stages coming in one life as per the sincerity of bhakti, and some may take many life. Okay, so based on his practice, he can destroy the anarthas. It is in his hand, not in Lord's hand. Obviously, Lord also destroys through the path of bhakti only, but based on his sincerity. Any question on this? These stages of nullification we discussed now. I think becoming too much for devotees. Okay, we'll conclude then. Okay, this slide. Okay, few more examples are there from Srimad Bhagavatam that we will not discuss. Yeah, so this is the important slide. This is from Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani of His Holiness Shivaram Swami Maharaj, 26th chapter. Yes, Brenda Mataji, could you read?
Yes, Prabhuji. The two major challenges that ISKCON faces in fulfilling its preaching mission. First, to transform non-devotees and mixed devotees into pure devotees. And second, to transform pure devotees into perfect devotees.
Yeah, so some devotees can reflect now what is Maharaj saying here, why he has made these two statements. Yeah, somebody like to share? You can think 30 seconds and you can answer. What is Maharaj trying to say here as per our discussion till now? So this is like concluding slide now, last 2-3 slides. this seems very oxymoronious. Pure devotee and perfect devotee, Prabhuji, we thought both are same, na? Why Maharaj is saying pure devotee to perfect devotee? Pure means perfect only, na, Prabhuji? Correct. So, yeah, somebody want to share what is the meaning of this statement? Non-devotees and mixed devotees, who are they? As per our discussion till now, what is the impurity they have? So basically, two terms only we have discussed. One is Shraddha, and second term we discussed was Swabhava. So based on that, you can say the non-devotees and mixed devotees, what is the impurity they have?
Non-devotees and mixed devotees. Non-devotees lack in faith, Prabhuji, and mixed devotees, they have mixed devotion. They worship demigods also and Krishna also. So they are not very perfect in their understanding whom to worship. Or they have their own baggage or own thoughts, own conditioning that if I will not worship demigods, then I will may get cursed by them and all like that.
Yes. Thank you. Yamana, please.
Similar project like non-devotees are those who are having no Shraddha or they do not worship the Lord,
Correct.
no faith. And
They have no
mixed
Shraddha.
devotees are those who are having pure Shraddha, Tattviki Shraddha as we discussed. But because of conditioning, they have conditioning and Sabhava, which is pulling them back. Pulling them back means they are having some conditionings, which is like a
Yeah.
hurdle.
No, mixed devotees, we discussed that 3 verses from Kapila section, that they have goal. What goals they have? Goal of
Okay.
Sattvic, Rajasic,
Tamasic
and
and Rajasic.
Tamasic. So what was impurity there?
Pride, like in terms of Tamasic, it was pride, violence, hatred.
Yeah, no. What was impure there? The Shraddha was impure. Their goal is impure. Their goal is itself having liberation.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so here, these people don't have any Shraddha. These people have impure Shraddha.
Shraddha, okay. Okay.
They don't have pure faith itself. Their goal itself is not pure. Yeah, Prasanna Gopal, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, actually nothing. Like in addition, we can say that they have previous lives attachment or previous life and current life's attachment to the sense gratification. So that
Correct.
is that they identified as a mixed devotees.
Correct, yes. Yeah. So their goals are not yet pure. Their goal is not to please Krishna. Anya Balashita Shunyam goal has not come. Okay. So this now Maharaj is saying that pure devotees. Transform mixed devotees into pure devotees. So these Maharaj is indicating is those who have pure faith, pure Shraddha, but they have some impurity. What is the impurity they have? Impure Swabhava. They still have some anarthas. So when that anarthas are purified, anarthas are nullified, they become perfect devotees. And these perfect devotees have both pure faith and pure swabhava. Okay. They have no impurity, either in faith or swabhava. Okay, is this understandable what Maharaj is saying? So these pure devotees whom he is saying, they have pure faith, but the purity has not come into their swabhava. So Maharaj is saying pure word for which one? Faith part. They are also called pure devotees because faith is pure, but they are practitioners of pure devotion. Okay, they are practicing, but they are not practitioners, they are perfected. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, yeah, so here is a understanding. Final. Nitya Siddhas, who are there in spiritual world, they are pure Shraddha and pure Savara. Correct. Both are pure. But there are Sadhana Siddhas, they have pure Shraddha and they are purified Swabhava. Means they went from material world to spiritual world, so they got their Swabhavas purified. They had at one time impurity. And sadhakas like all of us, we are practitioners. So we have pure faith. what Maharaj said now. We have pure faith, but our swabhava is it pure? No, not completely pure. It's purified. Okay, and then fourth category, which devotees, they have impure Shraddha itself. Okay, their goal itself is impure. Their goal is violence or liberation, like that. Okay, so this is the understanding of the Apichet Sturacharo and Shipramabhe Dharmatma, that how it happens in stages and it's not overnight. Okay, any final questions on this? Yeah, Prasanna Gopal.
Prabhuji, we are discussing so many categories, and earlier also we have heard, and in the NOD also mentioned, like pure devotees and perfected devotees. So as we know that there is a slight difference between the pure and perfected devotee. So those those devotees who are on that platform, they may not be concerned about this categorization. They are more they are concerned about the Krishna and their devotion to Krishna, and it is from their perspective. They are not concern for this categorization. And from our perspective, to categorize devotees or to categorize them pure or perfected, so that is also not good for us. So I'm just thinking that why this categorization made, and what is the purpose of this categorization. So our intention, like at our level, our intention should be, or even any sadhaka, his interest is more in sadhana than what stage and what level one has achieved. He may not be concerned. Like in the maybe in the impure state only one can think that the levels and then categorization. But at perfected level, he will just be involved in the or immersed in the devotion. Like we have some examples to some level we can see in the Vrindavan or the Babajis. They are not concerned about the levels and all. So the point is that what is the purpose of this categorization from our perspective, and because they are not the perfected people, they are not bothered about
No,
this.
no, you told already that point. Already you told that point.
Yes, Roji. So from our perspective, how to what is the intention? As we are also not, or we should not categorize somebody some level.
Already you told bro these points.
Yeah.
I
So-
can answer. I can answer the question. Yeah. Purpose, as I told earlier, is self-evaluation. If you remember, in one of the slides I told, purpose is self-evaluation. So that's why this book called Madhur Kadamni, chapter 3, Vishwanath Thakur has written this elaborately. Whole book describes about this 9 stages of bhakti. Okay. And there he explains that how a sadhaka should determine at what stage he is. Just like if somebody has the goal of becoming an engineer. So my simple question to you, bro. So if he wanted to become an engineer, should he just study or should he study with that goal in mind and understand which standard he is in? I'm going to 10th standard, I have to write the board exam. Then 12th standard, I have to write the 12th board exam. Then after that, there is exam called IIT JEE or NIT, whatever exams are there. So should he have those goals in mind while studying and prepare from the beginning, or he should just study?
No, goal will be there.
So if such simple understanding is there in the materialistic life, why not in spiritual life? What do you think? Should it be there?
Yes, but after certain period, like that's what actually the understanding the material or material realm may not apply to the spiritual area, because in the spiritual area they will not be concerned about the goal. Their just goal is to serve Krishna.
No, where is the reference for? No. Where is the reference for this statement you are saying that in spiritual life there is no goal?
No, I'm
Show me any
asking.
reference.
No, I'm asking that goal. How to get that? How to understand that goal is for the advanced people. There won't be any goal as such. They are not concerned about the goal.
Okay,
No,
let them be not concerned. Let them be not concerned, accepted. I am saying sadhakas, Vishwanath Thakur himself is saying should determine at what stage they are so that they can understand what should be their practice to go to the next stage.
Okay.
I'm giving a reference. You give a reference that there should not be any goal for sadhaka.
No, I'm also asking, like, I don't have any reference like that.
Yeah,
So-
if there is no reference, we cannot discuss, bro. Sorry.
Okay.
We cannot discuss that concept.
Fine. No.
Anybody else has any question?
So, Prabhuji, this, I mean, not a question, but just a clarification. So, this from like these two statement, so the pure devotees mentioned in the first point and the second point, they are different, right?
No, they are same only. The transformation is there from one category to the second category, which are sadhakas. Sadhakas are termed as pure devotees here by Maharaj. Why? Because they have pure faith. And same second category is mentioned in, this is actually one statement only in the book, but I have just made it two for the easiness of understanding. So second goes to third. Second stage is same thing here, pure faith and impure sabhava. But third is that which is having both pure. Okay,
So
that is
anarthas are
understood.
nullified. That's the process. Like when the anarthas are nullified, then the pure devotees become perfect devotees.
Correct. This pure
Okay.
devotees is not exactly in the sense that Prabhupada says me devotee means pure devotee, because Prabhupada uses both the things. Pure devotees, he says sometimes as perfected devotees, sometimes like in Apiche Sudaracharu, if you see the purport only, there Prabhupada says these people become pure devotees. Okay, I will show that. If you see the purport 9.30, Prabhupada uses the word that these people become pure devotees. Okay, so that pure devotees he is mentioning in the terms of faith. Okay, that is
Okay.
understandable. Yeah.
Thank you, Praja. I think there was a, I mean, especially I had a misconception about pure devotees, like when we generally use this term of pure devotees, pure devotees.
No,
But
that is also not wrong. That is also correct. But here, specifically in our context, see, we should not take this context and apply everywhere again. In our context, we are applying this pure devotee term for faith. This
Okay.
is when in general ISKCON we apply, it is pure devotees for both. Generally, we say pure
Perfect.
devotee means perfect devotee when we say in ISKCON. So it is
Yeah.
both pure in faith as well as pure in Swabhava. Both
Swabhava.
they say pure. Okay, so that is also not wrong, bro. But in our context of today's discussion here, and Shivaram Maharaj is saying, is this that faith is pure in that terms.
Okay.
Okay, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur also said same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aruna Mataji.
Prabhuji, did Maharaj give any answer to these statements?
Answer means? No, this is written in his book, this book, Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani.
So did he give any further explanation to this? I mean, what are the reasons?
The reasons it is explained in this chapter. You can read this chapter, Mataji. Okay, before 26 chapters, there are 25 chapters explained, which explain mixed devotional service, which explain pure devotional service, different stages. So he has explained 25 chapters before giving this statement, right? So I cannot explain all the chapters, but I'm just saying in topic. Okay, what was the discussion for required for today? I'm doing that only. So I can show you one slide where Maharaj explains this. Okay, but
Prabhuji,
where to
what
show
I
it?
was actually trying to know was, in case if you have read or maybe you have idea, what Maharaj said in continuation to these two statements, then so that
That's what I'm showing now. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why it didn't come, but it was there in the slide. Okay. See, it's visible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please read this.
However, devotees who try
Sorry,
their
sorry.
best. No,
Yeah,
yes,
read.
Prabhuji. However, devotees who try their best to perfect their sadhana and to serve the mission, but who are handicapped by their own conditioned nature, can legitimately expect Krishna's kindness. Soft-hearted Krishna is sympathetic to the plight of his devotee in Kali Yuga. Thus, if for reasons other than their neglecting the process, they cannot complete their Krishna consciousness, they will receive Lord Chaitanya's gift of love. And Srila Prabhupada's promise of deliverance will certainly be fulfilled. Therefore, devotees must practice the limbs of devotion, such as controlling the mind, studying the books, perfecting their japa, and remembering Krishna.
Yeah, so see, actually the whole slide has very important words. Okay, 3-4 words are important. Those who are getting late can leave also. It's time. Okay, I've completed the slide. So here, however, devotees who try their best to perfect their sadhana. What is Maharaj referring to? He is saying that they are not lax in their bhakti. What all they are doing? They are doing the limbs of bhakti they are practicing, such as controlling the mind, studying the books, perfecting their japa, remembering Krishna. All these things they are trying their best, understanding that they are the scriptural goals. Okay, they have that all the goals in mind, and then they are practicing. And what else they have in their personality? But who are handicapped. See this word, Maharaj has chosen it. Handicapped by their own conditioned nature. What is Maharaj referring to? This conditioned nature is the anartha. Can legitimately expect Krishna's kindness. Krishna will not tell, oh, you are having anartha, I will not accept food and water from you, like Vishnacharya told. So he is saying that they can expect Krishna's kindness. Why? Because they have given, they are, they have put their uh, desires which are unfavorable into this category of anartha. And they understand that Krishna, being soft-hearted, is sympathetic to what? See the word plight. Plight means what? It's not just some simple call. It's something which is he's in very much deep trouble because of his anartha, but he wants to remove it now. Maharaj is saying he is in plight in Kali Yuga. That also Maharaj added in Kali Yuga. So he is now concluding. Thus, if for reasons other than their neglecting the process, the devotee neglect the process. How they will neglect? They will not read Prabhupada books. They will not be chanting 16 rounds what they have promised to their guru. They will not be following four regulative principles. Like this, they neglect. If they are doing all these things, then they will not come perfect. But if they are doing these things, but at the same time, there may be anarthas in his heart, which are pulling him in wrong directions. They they can expect Krishna's kindness. That's what he told. But he is saying if for reasons other than neglecting the process, they cannot complete their Krishna consciousness, they will receive Lord Chaitanya's gift of love, prema. They will receive. And Srila Prabhupada's promise of deliverance will be certainly fulfilled. Prabhupada told, right, you will go back in one life. So Shiva Maharaj is confirming that. Even though you may have anartha, but if you are sincere in your practice, what kind of sincerity he is saying? You are practicing the limbs of devotion, such as controlling the mind, studying the books, perfecting their japa, and remembering Krishna. You are sincere, then Krishna and Prabhupada will fulfill their promise of taking you back to Godhead. But if not, if you are thinking that I want to enjoy the senses and you have not put it into the category of anartha, I don't want to remove it, then they won't fulfill their promise. Okay. And then next slide he says this, somehow that missed out. So then from here he comes to this slide. Okay. So this is the understanding he gives. So you can read some part of this chapter. It will be more clear. Okay, this
I
is there
don't
in
have.
Vedabase. It is there in the Vedabase. Okay, folio
This book is
Vedabase.
there in database.
Yeah, it is there in Lal Publications, books by ISKCON devotees. And under that, Lal Publications, it is there. You can read there.
Prabhuji, in database, I don't know. I didn't see this book.
No, it
Let
is
me.
there. Okay, I will
Okay.
show you where it is. I'll share.
And also, Prabhuji, this slide which you showed later, you said it is, I mean, in continuation to this slide, the two statements were made. I mean, I still have this question that what Maharaj said further. That is why I'm saying you are asking me to read the book, right?
Yeah, that's what I told
Engagement.
what I understood from the book. So you are
Prabhuji,
saying about this slide, right? You're
I
saying
mean,
about
I
this
wanted
slide.
to know what I wanted to know what Maharaj said after this slide. But you showed the previous slide, you said, right?
Oh, after this slide, I don't remember. I have not kept it in the slides. Okay. So we have to see the book.
I'll also check if this book is there and whether
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else has question on this topic? Okay, then we'll pause. Okay, so if you want to see that book, I'll show that book then in the session. So this is Vedabase. Okay.
I think, Prabhuji, this book is on the folio Vedabase, I guess. I think Mataji is referring to the website Vedabase. Isn't it, Mataji?
Yes, yes,
Oh, no,
Prabhuji.
no,
I
no.
was referring to the website. I do not
No,
know about this database.
no, this is very famous in ISKCON. The
Prabhuji, can you
ABD
please share this on the group because I am not aware of this.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you go to this database, it's there, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So books by ISKCON devotees. Here there are many books. You go to the end. Lal publication is Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani here to there. Okay, so in this, Maharaj writes in 26th chapter.
Oh, this is the name of the book, Prabhuji. Shuddha Bhakti
Yeah,
Chintamani.
SBC only, Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani. So here you can find it. I'll share the link.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, does this have a Madhurya Kadambini also? I mean, this folio?
Yeah, that is also there. That you can see it in the books by previous acharyas, writings of past acharyas. Here, in this way, other acharyas. Okay, here you
And
can
how?
find it.
Okay, Prabhuji. And how about the Jai Dharma, Prabhuji?
Yeah, that is there in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writing. See, writings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this category. Okay, see here it is.
Okay, Prabhuji, since you're showing it all in detail, I just have one more question.
Yeah.
I heard from His Holiness Haldar Swami Maharaj, he suggests that we should read Prabhupada's conversation. So where is this Prabhupada's conversation available?
In this folio only it is there. Prabhupada conversations are there. See, correspondence is letters. Okay. And here it's audio transcripts. Here you'll get conversations.
Audio transcripts. Okay,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
lectures are also there. And correspondence is there. Well, all in these things you will get.
All right. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So next session we'll complete this chapter and start 10th chapter.